please.
Bow our heads. Our most loving, gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for a fall where everything is sort of quiet, and we just thank you that you have given us these 4 seasons to enjoy. We pray now that you just be with this one item concerning the sewer system of Bay Acres, that we would discuss this and come up with the right answer that you would have us to do. Just bless each and every one of us here. Keep us safe. Just be with those 3 that are not here today. Bless them and guide them in your name. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Mayor Robert Uribe, Mayor Pro Tempore Mitch Lindemann,
Present.
Councilmember Morales,
Present.
Councilmember Donna Hewish, Councilmember Ray Shelton,
Present.
Councilmember Cesar Soto, Councilmember Jose Grijalva,
Present.
City Manager Doreen Watson, City Attorney Juan Pablo Flores,
Present.
City Treasurer Luis Pedrosa,
Present.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tempore, for the record, Mayor Uribe and Councilmembers Hewish and Soto are all excused.
Thank you. Item number 5. Discussion decision on approval of resolution number 19-1373, a resolution of the Mayor and Council of the City of Douglas, Cochise County, Arizona, authorizing the execution of a contract between the City of Douglas and KEMG Construction Incorporated for the Bay Acres Colonia Sewer Construction Project just outside the city of Douglas, Arizona.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. This has been a project long in the making, and we are finally at the bidding process to award a contract to the recommended bidder, KEMG. The city received a $6.8 million grant from USDA in conjunction with a $7.4 million grant from the NAD Bank to upgrade our wastewater plant. The 2 projects work together in that by us upgrading our plant, we can take more flow, therefore bringing the Colonia Bay Acres into our treatment. So we were able to get those 2 grants a few years back. We've done a lot of work since then to get this project going, which includes getting those property owners to sign in and make sure that they wanted the sewer. USDA is actually going to pay for the connection costs, as well as the sewer lines that are going to be feeding into our system. So we've got more than 90% of the homeowners that are wanting to take part in this and connect to the sewer. We have a construction management company in place already. CDM Smith, they're the ones that made the design a few years ago. I want to say like five years ago. During the bidding process, we received 6 bids, which was really good turnout, which made it very competitive. We were just under the engineer's estimate of $5.3 million. Bid came in at 5.1. The contractor was qualified by our contractor, our construction management contractor, and therefore we are recommending the bid to go to KEMG. They're a very well-known company here. They perform work in Douglas. They're out of Sierra Vista. They perform work in Tucson, so they're local in the area. As I mentioned, the budget is just where we want it to be, hopefully without any overages. We do need to account for that. With these type of projects, whenever you're doing work inside people's homes, there's potential for surprises. So we definitely want to give ourselves some cushion there. And, we have a budget with many different obligations for that money, which included the IGA with the county that was formed a few years back, where they're going to actually come in and redo all the streets. They are putting in about $780,000 out of their own pockets, while we negotiated with the grant that the grant will pay an impact fee to the county of $322,000. So, and what I heard is that it's going to be more than $780,000 to redo the streets, and the county's willing to take that on. really, exciting that we're finally here and ready to award and get this project going. I know the property owners have been really asking about it, so with it, all that said, I, open it up for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. May I have a motion?
Mayor, I move that mayor and council approve the execution of a contract between the city of Douglas and KE&G Construction Incorporated for the Bay Acres wastewater gravity collection system.
Is there a second?
Second.
Before you vote on it, Mayor Pro Tem Lindemann,
Yeah.
if we could get, Mr. Shelton to withdraw his second, and, if, we need, Ms. Morales to add that, the resolution and the company number be approved as well. Just to mention that.
That's the resolution, right?
The resolution number be approved.
Resolution number be approved.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Morales will be provided with the correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So let's withdraw our second.
Okay, I withdraw my second.
Okay, I'll withdraw the motion,
Thank you.
and I'll make the motion that mayor and council approve resolution number 19-1373.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Mrs. Morales, second by Mr. Giraldo. Discussion?
I have a question,
Okay.
Mr. Pedrosa. So on the 10%, how many property owners are we talking about? And if you could please remind me what they will have to pay if they decide not to connect to the system?
Ms. Morales, it's about 20 property owners. A lot of them most of them was not refusal, but we really couldn't get a hold of them. Some did refuse, and if they don't connect now during the grant period, they would need to pay a $2,100 impact fee plus your connection costs, which still vary depending on your property, depending on, it's a certified plumber that will need to come in and lay down the pipe all the way to the home. So, but the city will charge $2,100 impact fee. Within this grant, USDA is paying that impact fee on behalf of the property owners to the city. So we are getting some money as well from this grant.
The ones that you have been able to reach, have you sent certified letters to them?
Yes, we have certified letters, made
No
phone calls.
response.
No response. Some of them are deceased as well. Some of them are nowhere to be found. And it's just, we expected these kinds of issues, but we did our best. We went to the homes, sent letters, and certified letters, and another letter after that, and made calls to those folks.
Thank you.
But like I said, some did refuse.
Some did refuse. Okay, all right, thank you.
Mr. Sheldon?
Okay. Do they still have a chance to sign up or not?
Yes.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Now, yes, but that's a change order, okay? That'll cost us. But we could make that change order if it needs somebody getting into sewer. And if we have enough budget right now, which it looks like we do, we could make that change order.
Okay.
We try to push everybody so hard so that they knew that, there was a time limit that we set. If this didn't happen, but I mean, we still be willing to allow it.
Would you send out another letter, or
I wouldn't recommend sending out a letter.
maybe put it in the paper, maybe?
We put it out in the paper. The other thing that we did was we hosted open public meetings. We did 2 or 3 of those where we invited the public to educate them, to get them signed up. We visited, we did everything we could to get those folks to sign up. But at this point, we don't necessarily want to encourage that where we're at. It's the process and the closing, but if somebody were to come in, we would definitely consider it.
Okay, one other question. You said we had 6 bids. What was the nearest one to this one? Do you remember?
Yes, I think, let me look. It was a Spanish construction company. It was at 5.6 million.
And where are they from?
They are from,
Tucson? I've never
I
heard
think
of
they
them.
were from New Mexico.
Okay.
From New Mexico.
Okay, now you were saying something about the county has said are gonna fix their roads out there?
That's correct, Mr. Shelton. There was an IGA that was signed, the city of Douglas with the county, saying this project is gonna happen. The county commits, putting in, at that time, they estimated about $780,000.
No, but when was this?
This was, somewhere in 2012.
Wow.
This IGA.
Okay. And where would that money come from then?
From them, from the
The
county.
county?
Yeah,
Okay.
from the county. They're HERF or wherever, but they're committed to that. We have that IGA in place. And
Okay, when did they say they might do this?
they're gonna do it right after the sewer's laid out. They're gonna come in and patch it up as time allows for them, as the weather permits, AV season. Their idea is to try and take care of Washington as quickly as possible. Washington is the one
Priority.
for traffic. The homes are second priority, the homes area, but they want to knock it down in 2 phases. Washington and then the homes all in one. It really takes a lot of effort to mobilize and do like one little section and then come back. They want to be able to, so the roads may look pretty bad for a while when construction is going on, but they're going to get fixed.
Okay, let me ask you this. Say, for example, if they do sign enough petitions to become part of Douglas, would that still hold or not?
Yes,
It would.
that was still hold.
Okay.
The county is, this is an IGA with the county that they've committed this, and the grant is also written in a way that they're gonna help the $322,000 will help the county with this cost.
Now, would we, if that were to happen, would we put money in also or not? Okay.
No. The only area that we may need to put money in is, according to the IGA, the areas that were covered were county areas. So if there is areas that encompass, I think Eddy Avenue, there's going to be some work there to tie in the sewer line.
Right.
That will be our responsibility,
Okay.
which is a very, very small area.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bromley, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just curious, since you said that there were 20 that said no, what were their reasonings that you know of for them not to be hooked up to the city?
Some reasons were, I just bought a new septic tank. That was one reason, and they didn't want to do that. The other reason is just they didn't want to talk to us. But like I said, the majority of those 20 folks we were not able to make contact with them.
And it says here that the project, the expected timeline for the project will be approximately 1 year. What kind of effect is it going to have? Or is it going to be, like you said, they're going to have to fix up Washington, so they're going to have to go through another road, to have that? Do they know of those consequences, or of those of the expected inconveniences?
Yes, Councilmember Grijalva, the contractor within its responsibilities is supposed to conduct both educational sessions with the property owners, as well as the road mitigation control plan. So they, what we talked about in Washington is that it will be, at sometimes you will have one lane closed. And we're going to be talking about whether rerouting traffic or basically just having one lane open where, you kind of stop the traffic at one end, let the traffic from the other side go in, and just take turns doing that. But it's hard to tell right now based on how the work goes. It's gonna be up to the contractor to do that, but there will be some disturbances. And then the other one is parking for the homeowners will also be an inconvenience at times. There will be, at times no access for vehicles to their homes. They may have to park it in another area. It's gonna be, I wouldn't say chaotic, but, really it's gonna be an inconvenience at times for the property owners there, so.
Any other questions?
Mayor Pro Tem, if I
Yeah.
could just ask two things. How many, you said 20 didn't sign up, but how many did sign up?
We had, I wanna say around 270 that signed up. The target was, 350 property owners, but some have vacant land. So the vacant land, we're not gonna do a tie-in, we're just gonna do a service up to the property line and leave it there. Like I said, 270 was the approximate number.
And the other comment I would add is, because it's still county, we'll work with the county to get communication through their marketing and PIO so that the residents will know about what's coming before they're annexed into us. We'll work with Amanda Bailey at the county to make sure that they know.
And we'll let them know because we did an amendment to the contract to say that it's a mandatory, public meeting that they have to host for the homeowners. So they have to host to let them know of what they can expect, what the inconveniences are gonna be. And I think the county would definitely help us out with that as well. One other thing that I'd like to mention that's important, although this is approved, it still needs to go to USDA for their approval. They give the final go-ahead, before anything, and they need their process. They told us anything between 30 and 60 days for them to issue the notice to proceed.
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah, so, because I know that people are anxious to get the sewer, but it still needs to follow those grant guidelines and wait for USDA to give us that notice to proceed.
I just had one question that come to mind. I think I remember that impact fees were $3,500.
Mayor Pro Tem, you're correct, but that's both water and sewer impact fees. The water is 1,400 and the sewer is 2,100.
Okay.
Since we're just doing the sewer work right now, it's 21.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Councilmember Morales?
Yes?
Councilmember Shelton?
Yes.
Councilmember Grijalva?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tempore?
Yes. Motion passes. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Mayor Pro Tem, I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Morales, second by Mr. Shelton. All in favor? Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.